So where should I start Gita? So a lot of people will start origin of Gita, epic, blah blah. That you can read it in Google. You can make Google as your teacher. So he'll guide you to Google will guide you to enlightenment. So but then I realized my master taught me in the very beginning 5, 6 sutras, and one of them I like most. I remember all the time. So let us, this one which I have copied. So can you chant with me? Uddharet, Uddharet,
Otar
Atmana, yeah,
Atmana,
Uddharet,
Otaret,
Atmana,
Atmana,
Atmanam,
Atmanam.
Cho,
Do you want to,
yeah, call
Girish?
and response.
Guys, unmute so we can do call and response.
Yeah.
I actually think it's distracting. Hopefully we can just kind of call and response because it's hard to hear the voices because it cuts out for me personally, but I'll just mute myself.
So let us start again so that you will remember that we have chanted this verse and then we will go to the meaning. It comes from the 6th chapter and the 5th verse. Uddharit
Otarate
Atmana
Otaret,
Atmana
Atmanam
Atmanam
No Atmanam
No Atmanam
Avasadait
Absadate
Atma Aiva Hi Atmanah
Atman
Atma Aiva Hi Atmanah
Atmanahi Atmana
Bandhu
Bandho
Atma Aiv
Atma Aiv
Ripuhu Atmanah.
Itmo Atmanaha.
Now we will understand that will lay a strong foundation of Gita. Simple translation. I have added something more into that by the intellect, and in the bracket I have added by wisdom. Lift yourself. You should not degrade yourself and bring down. How you bring down and degrade yourself? By reaction, by blaming, by self indulgence, by suppression, by attachment. I have put it into the text. So, what he says, simple translation. And oh, Brittany, now I can see you. Good. So, by intellect, we should lift ourselves. That is why the first chapter of Yoga Sutra is extremely important. That is the message. So, Krishna in the Gita gives the message directly. By intellect, we should lift ourselves. We should not degrade ourselves and bring down. By reaction, self-indulgence, suppression, attachment, blame, complaint, lot of things we will understand in life. For self with wisdom and personal effort is the friend. So if I say here the self is used, mind is my friend and mind is my enemy. You can make your mind your enemy. You can make your mind friend, provided you follow the wisdom. Mind is your. So now see that, how the commentator, one of the great commentator. I like if you want to buy. I have yet to write. So this is one of the most orthodox and the modern commentary of Gita. Gita by Swami Chinmayanand. So he never left the tradition and he has explained it in a modern way. That is the beauty. Otherwise, other masters which Kate has referred to me are the which doesn't appear to be, because I can pick out, oh, he's not explaining based on the. So now see that. First, every couplet has four parts. Two line, four parts. So why four parts? Every part give you one message. That is a normal trend of a verse. No? Gita means poetry, poem. So they follow the meters. You already know. Writing a poetry, you have to follow the meters, you have to follow the lot of stuff. So same way here. So, but main thing is there. Main thing is there. What is the main thing? Yeah. Main thing is there that every couplet in the Gita has four parts, two lines. Four parts, two lines. First line, two messages, and second lower line, two messages. So let us pick up the first line. Atmana, Atmanam, Uddharet, Atma. So that is the first line. So what it means? Lift yourself. Evolve self by the self. Atmanam. So Krishna uses a cryptic language. You can say, our messages are uncrypted, are crypted or uncrypted. Why told you? Knowledge of the Eastern wisdom is a royal secret, but it is an open secret for the seeker, and it remains closed for others. Why my picture? Do you see all pictures? Can you see? Yeah, maybe because of internet connection. So you can just, so what did I say? That cryptic language, open secret. So what he did he used the word self for the mind, for the intellect. Yes, for the intellect. Yeah, I have done it. I have already put it. So he has used the word for the self, for the mind, for the intellect. Now we will understand. Atmana Atmanam Uddhare. Senses are powerful that take away the mind. Mind is powerful that take away the intellect. And intellect that takes away the wisdom or right perception. What he's saying. Can you make out? Simple meaning that, say, for example, I like that table lamp of net. I see that. I see the three mat behind the John. I like it. So when I say I like it, what it means? The mind likes it. How the mind likes it? Through the sense organ. So when the mind likes it, yes, when the mind likes it, then what happens? The mind continues to think about it. The thinking causes the desire. And that desire takes away the wisdom. That desire in the mind says to the intellect, I'm not listening to you. So what master is saying? Lift yourself by yourself. So here the self is the intellect. Now I follow the tradition. What you have taught me, that's why I'm listening to you and I agree. Why should you agree? Where is your intellect? Are you not a human being? So Master Krishna is hammering all of us. Why you are suffering? No, I don't want to think I'm suffering because you make me suffer. You are responsible. Don't you have an intellect? So Atmana Atmanam Uddhare. By the intellect, who has studied the principles of Eastern wisdom should lift the mind and the sense organs, which is engaged in liking, attachment, detachment. Are you getting it? Are you understanding? I picked up this verse. I always love it. The moment I have any challenge, then I say, oh, I have to lift because I'm suffering. So if I lift myself, and what I have to do? I have to sit with eyes closed. I have to find out He Hetu Han Hanopaya. Do you remember? We just covered. You see? Hey, what is the cause of this suffering? Because you rejected me, because you disagreed with me. That is the nature of the world. Why should I get carried away? So the first word is what? First phrase is Atmana Atmanam Uddharet. Right personal effort is required in the mind first. My intellect should be clear with the right knowledge. Then only I can practice even asana. Why should I jump into the second pada? First, I should have a right knowledge. Same way, Master is saying you have to work through your intellect, right personal effort. And that right personal effort begins with intellect. I have to understand, I have to get a right knowledge. So, after the right knowledge, now going to the second one, Atmanam na avasadait. Krishna is pleading. Look at it, he is the originator of yoga. He is pleading to all of us. Pleading is requesting with folded hand. He said, Atmanam no avasade. Please, for God's sake, don't degrade yourself. Don't go down. Don't involve or degrade your life, yourself. How we degrade ourselves? You are responsible for my problem. I enter into likes and dislikes. Pain and the suffering comes only when I degrade myself. Don't downgrade. So he is making a fun of ourselves also. How we downgrade ourselves? We stop thinking. We become animal. We start working through our animal mind. You see that, Whitney? I'm answering all your questions that you have asked me before. All these answers will come. Please, for God's sake, don't degrade yourself. He is pleading, Atmanam na avsadayet. Don't degrade or don't go down. Don't involve or degrade yourself. There are a lot of meanings that I will cover later. Then the third meaning, third line, Hi atma eva atmanah bandhu. Understand what he says. Understand. So understanding comes from the intellect. So here the self is used for the intellect. He says, no, I follow the tradition. What tradition? My father was suffering from stress, so therefore I am also suffering from stress. So here we oppose the modern psychology. Do you have intellect? Come on. Can you think? No, it is inherited tendencies by nature. Now I become angry. Really? By nature, the tiger eats flesh. They cannot change. So Krishna is making a fun. Do you have intellect? Can you think? Can you think? So after thinking, can you make a choice? Yes, be a human being. Hi Atma, Evatmanah Bandhu. So he is clearly hinting the mind is your friend. Self can be your best friend. Mind can be, means the intellect can be your best friend. And it can be your worst enemy in your life. There is no enemy outside. There is no friend outside. That is the summary of yoga. You know why I'm speaking like this? I know you will not tell me, but I can understand what will go into your mind. You start thinking, oh, I have been blaming and complaining others. Stop this. Let me start thinking. Then you will become a seeker. Otherwise, you can study Gita from any text. Google is the highest teacher. Gita in daily life. Gita in daily life. Otherwise, you can study. You are more intelligent than me. You can study and you can talk. So you see that? Mind is the greatest enemy and the mind is the worst enemy. So one word, mind is used. So mind is also used for intellect. So mind is the worst enemy. And when we say the mind is the greatest friend, here it comes to the intellect. I told you, it's a royal secret. It is an open secret. So that is how we have to understand. We have to study based on the commentary, based on the reference by the other teachers. I have a wonderful friend. I don't want to name. He is a neuroscientist in California. And we talk once a month. And he has become a great master of mindfulness. Fundamentally, he is a neuroscientist. So by simply studying few books, the government should also give me a permission to study neurosciences and let me become a neuroscientist. We take yoga just for this. Anyone can do it. There is another guy who is also a neuroscientist. He is known as a great master of meditation and mindfulness. I don't want to say that. I don't want to name that. How dare you become? Then I am also a neuroscientist. I have studied all the neuroscience. But the world outside won't allow me. There is a domination of a particular knowledge. You should understand that. And you should challenge those neuroscientists from where you have studied, what tradition you have followed, which text you are referring to. No, I am referring the medical science and the neuroscience. Forget about it. Now, Atma Eva Atmanah Ripu. So when we say Atma Eva Atmanah Bandhu, my intellect is the greatest friend. And the fourth line, Atma Eva Atmanah Ripu. Ripu means enemy, is the worst enemy. In one Upanishad, Amrit Bindu Upanishad, it says, Manaiv Manushyanam Karanam Bandhamokshayo Bandhai Vishaya Saktam Nirvishayam Muktai Smratam. Why I am quoting this? You see that from one text you understand one point of view. From the other text, now you understand little deeper. So now what this verse, the same couplet, has 4 parts. Manaiv Manushyanam Karanam Bandhamokshayo. Amrit Bindu Upanishad. So what he says, the mind is the cause of the suffering, and the mind is the cause of permanent happiness. Now, connect these two couplets. See, now he tells that what is the cause? Yeah, mane manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayu. So I'll send you that. Second line, it says, when the mind is identifying itself with the world outside, it is the cause of the suffering. When the mind drops that cause of the suffering, mind de-identifies, then it is the cause of freedom, peace. So you now combine these two. Mind is the worst enemy. Mind is the great, intellect is the greatest friend. So now combine the second sutra. When the mind is running after the world outside, seeking happiness, causes the attachment, and that attachment ultimately results into delusion and suffering. And the same mind is withdrawn inside. It does not identify itself. Where is this identification? Do you understand? We have to pick up everything. Muktai nirvishayam smratam. What is this identification? Find out what makes you stressed, anxious, what makes your mind to blame and complain. There lies the attachment. There lies an attachment. So in Gita, we will understand that there are 8 factors which causes the suffering. First is the object outside in the world. Say, for example, no, I should not refer that example. Later on, you see a smartphone outside, the latest. You have seen it through the mind. The mind says, I like it. Okay? Like it. And that liking continues in the mind in the form of a thought process. Right? So first is the object. Then the second is liking. I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it. And then what happens? The mind is repeating itself subconsciously, habitually. Or it repeats, I don't like it, I hate it, I react it. Both. It happens. That is your responsibility. If you are thinking you like my beard, or you dislike, you will be in problem. I will sleep soundly. So what happens? Object. Then the mind starts thinking. See the in-depth psychology. So liking, disliking. So now this liking and disliking causes the desire. Third aspect. First is object. Second is liking or disliking. Third is the desire. What is that desire if you hate me? To keep a distance from me. If you like me, to come near, to attain, to possess, to own. Now what happens? The fourth aspect, because of the desire comes the delusion. What is delusion? What appears true is not true. I always cite simple example. Is sky blue? Tell me. Science says sky is not blue. So after knowing that sky is not blue, still your eyes perceives it as blue. Isn't it? That is delusion. We don't see the truth. That is what happens. We have a crush. Huh? I know crush is a very normal, easy word for. We have a crush, then we become a soulmate. Huh? Then the liking and disliking starts. Then we become a sourmate. So that is the first instant of crush, liking, disliking. Soulmate, delusion. You understand? So object, likes and dislikes, second, desire, third, fourth is delusion, and the fifth is pride. Pride, ego sense. Sixth is jealousy. I work hard, but my neighbor is always sleeping and he has $1 million. I work hard, I'm constantly running, I don't have money. Jealousy. From where it has come? Because my desire is to have that money. You see, you can pick up and understand your mind at any point of time, and you can get rid of it. That is what the Gita tells. Just laying a foundation. So now 6 elements have done. So because of these 6 factors, you have a loss of memory. What is that loss of memory? And the loss of memory leads to loss of intelligence. You lose the wisdom. What is how to make that loss of a statement of loss of wisdom? I loved you so much, but you cheated me. You did not love. You had a crush. Crush is nothing but attachment. Attachment is not an it is an identification. It doesn't mean that you stop loving. Love is different. We will talk about it. Are you getting it? The essence. So you see the object, liking, disliking, desire, delusion, then delusion, pride, jealousy, then loss of memory, loss of intelligence, loss of wisdom, 8, and that causes suffering. What is that suffering? I loved you so much and now I am suffering. I had a wonderful student in New Jersey, and she was referred to me by another friend, common friend. So I went to her home and she said, okay, I'm taking a divorce. And after that, I will invite you to come to my home for counseling and guidance and helping me get rid of the problem, the divorce. Anyhow, after 3 months, she invited me. And then she said, hold on. She went to the kitchen, prepared a cup of coffee, very strong coffee. She drank it. And we were on the patio, backyard. Can you give me 2 minutes more? I said, yes. So it's the glass door. And then she smoked 2 cigarettes and then said, now I am ready. So then I asked her that who is responsible for divorce? I am. That guy was crazy. Is my decision coming from the intellect? If it is coming from the intellect, I have a right perception, then I'm not suffering. Even after divorce, you are suffering. And then she started narrating the story of her ex-husband. blaming, complaining. And then she told me after half an hour that now I am ready. 3 sessions, and after 3 sessions, I said, no, I'm not doing it. Perhaps you need a little bigger and greater teacher to handle you. Every time coffee, smoking, and then complain, blame. Even after divorce, you still keep your husband inside your mind because of loss of memory, because of your loss of wisdom. I can explain any of your problem, even based on these 8 factors. And once you clearly understand, you know what is the solution. Don't start thinking about your life. You have enough time after the session. In this session, only understand the principles. Understand the principles so you can apply. I've been speaking for 40 years. I can make out something from your eyes and the face. That is why I always like you to see your face when I'm speaking. I will not tell anyone, so don't worry. I don't see Alexandra, Alex. So anyhow, we are laying a foundation of understanding. Oh, Bethany disappeared. Her video disappeared. She did not. So anyhow, so you got it, the understanding that this is what the Gita teaches us. In short, this is one way. What the Gita says, I have to lift myself, means I have to become a seeker. Hey, why you are writing me, you are not thinking. I don't know anything. My goodness. Brandy. Everyone is reading you. I did not say anything. Brandy is a very humble. She is very good. I didn't say anything. I think Gita will definitely help you. You see, when I said this, everyone started reading what you have written. See that? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Brandy. I'm very happy. Now you are not blaming me. She is a wonderful woman. I like you. I love you, Brandy. You're wonderful. You see, she just spoke her mind without any reservation. That's why I'm appreciating her. I didn't know whether you had your ex-husband. I didn't know anything. Nobody told me. Very good. But I love you. You are so, your mind is no unfiltered. That's where. So now what he says, we will pick up one more sutra. It is the 4th chapter and 34th sutra, 34th verse. So I'm putting it. So I think now I have understood. So let me see. We should understand this, so that will make a sense with these 2 sutras. So when you see that I have written 434, it means chapter 4 and the sutra is 34. So now see that, understand. Tata vidhi Pranipaten pariprashnen sevaya upadekshanti jnanam jnaninah tattvadarshina. So now I have understood what I have understood, that I have to take over my life with the intellect, and that intellect should have a power of discernment. We will understand that power of discernment in Upanishad, so that will carry on. And in that state of discernment, I have to approach a teacher of the Eastern wisdom. Means, but how to approach a teacher of the Eastern wisdom? Beautifully explained. Now we say, oh, you're looking at the beard guy, so he's a monk, so approach him. You're a monk. No, that is not the right approach. You see that? Right? That is not the right approach. So Master is saying, what is the right approach? Huh? Learn to discover the true nature by approaching a master. Inquire. What to inquire from him? With reverence and render service. I have explained what do you mean by the service. There are many ways to serve the master. Many ways to, but I have written the best service you can do to the master. Such a master can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. Now see what I have written. There are many explanations. I have told you a single word in Sanskrit has a multiple meaning. And I have given you the latest, highest meaning. What he said, Tatvidhi Pranipaten. Learn the true nature. Learn how to discover the true nature, that is real self, by approaching a master. Your goal is fixed. What is your goal? I have to see my true nature. In that process, I found 100. I approached 100 masters in the Himalayas. And the moment I found this master is making me crazy, I did not say him anything. I left him. I approached the second master. What we do? No, that master made me crazy because you are crazy. Your approach is craziness. No, how can you say you are wrong? There are teachers, good teachers and bad teachers. You go to the Walmart for a laundry service. Will you find there? So when I go to the teacher, my goal is fixed to find the true nature. And the master is guiding me something else. What will I do? I don't find the laundry service in the Walmart. Let me leave him. Approach the other teacher. Why should I blame the Walmart? Why you don't have laundry service? We need that level of humility. I gave a very tough example. Are you understanding? My goal has to be fixed. That makes me a seeker. My goal is not fixed. Oh, forget about it. Look at these monks and teachers. They all are crazy. They exploit you. They charge you a lot of money. Because you are not a seeker, I'll charge you more money. To make you a seeker, first, learning will be different. Yesterday, soulmate couple that called me. They are living in Glendale. No, I've been, sending you email. You are not responding. No, I said, no, first session is free. And then they started fighting against each other. Then they asked me the fees. I said only $200 per hour per session. It is too much, I said, because you both are fighting in front of me. I can give you some discount, but I have to rethink. So I normally charge for 10 sessions at once. So is it possible for one session? I said it should be 25% more. So we will think of it. We will revert back to you after that. I said, okay. In the mind, I said, continue fighting. Kate is thinking, I should move with compassion and love. Why? Why? Can you move with a compassion, with love to those people whose mind is full of the impurities? Even the compassion will be turned against you. Do you see that? That is the message the Gita is giving. Tattu vidhi pranipatin. I have a wonderful friend here, I don't want to name. So she is known to me for so many years, and still it is difficult for her to understand. Why? Because she could not understand her own mind. So recently she said, I have talked to 5 parents and I want you to give them a free session. I said, okay, done. If Kate and Lara will say, I will do it. That's not a problem. But then she wrote in the email that you know that once you touch their emotional issue, she already guided me what to touch, what issues to touch. And then she wrote me, if you touch those issues, who knows, all the 5 parents will start a regular session. In that way, you can earn more money. Lara perhaps knows who might have written this. I simply did not respond. I organized that session and I simply thumbs up 3 times. I said, that's all. Understand these meanings here. Learn to discover the true nature by approaching a teacher. You are a seeker. If your goal is fixed, you don't change. Then even if you find a crazy teacher, he will enlighten you because your goal is fixed. That is the journey of yoga. Inquire. Then what he says, Master says, Krishna says in Gita, inquire from him with reverence and render service. 2 things. Inquire from him. Can you help me in divorce? That's the wrong question, wrong inquiry. If you go to a teacher of the Eastern wisdom and you're asking, can you help me to take a divorce? It's a wrong question. I gave you an example of Walmart. So it means I have to understand, I have to purify the mind first. There should not be a loss of memory. I have to prepare myself as a seeker. The intellect is ready. First part. Second part, render service. Render service in a different ways. Exchanging the money or the wealth and etc., etc. But the best service I have written. The best service is to learn, listen, contemplate, reflect on the principles followed by the practice. Every master in the Eastern wisdom finds if you are a seeker, they don't want to leave you. One parent, last 3 months before, one parent approached me. They both are wonderful. And they said, I have given a gift Christmas gift of 12 sessions with you. and that kid is hardly 13 years old. I taught her 2 hours twice a week. Wonderful kid. When I realized that she is grasping everything, I said, another 4 sessions are free for you. It takes me another 4 hours, that's okay. But because she's a seeker at this age, I translated some of the principles of Gita in a very simple, easy way. And every time she comes up with a lot of questions. So if I'm not a seeker, nothing can be attained. Forget about it. Such a master can impart the knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth, or he is well versed with the teaching of the scriptures and the text. Two sutras, two verses. Two verses, what the 2 verses does? 2 verses tells you the entire message of Gita. Are you ready? Are you ready to bring an end to the suffering in your life? First sutra. Now I can have a joke also, whether you have ex-husband or no husband. I can share a joke. She is wonderful. That doesn't make any difference. Am I ready? So you see that in the chapter 4, 34th verse, it says, approach a master. Gita. So that Gita, let us... I have already, yes, this part, I remember this. My master, I always remember his teaching. You think of it, first you write down. What I want, I don't get it. Write down. What I want, I don't get it. What I get it, I don't like it. What I like, it does not remain forever. That is another essence of the Gita today. Let us discuss this. I want to be a millionaire. I want. What I want, I don't get it. And throughout my life, I want to be a millionaire. Nothing happens to me. One example. Use another sentence. I'm looking for a soulmate who should be very kind. Come on. First, you find that calmness and kindness in you. Then only you can find others. Entire journey is there. I'll tell you which sutra, I don't remember, which verse it is in Gita. What I want, I don't get it. Why I don't get it? Because what I'm wanting is outside me. And you will always suffer if what do you want is outside you. Done. I want money to survive. Good. But I want to be a millionaire to be happy. Wrong. You cannot buy happiness from the money. You cannot buy peace from the money. So I have to reflect on it. And when you reflect on it, your mind is clear. Am I getting money to survive? Yes. Finished. Continue the journey. See that? You have a smile on your face. The master says, did you get a food for today? Yes. Forget about tomorrow. You'll get it. Keep your mind free. Remain creative. What I want, I don't get it. What I get, I don't like it. I have a wonderful intellect. Because I'm a human being. I don't like my intellect. What I like? Craziness of the mind, craving of the mind, delusion of the mind. So live with that delusion. Then who can stop you from suffering? Do you see that? See that point? The direct hitting masses. It is hitting our head. And what I like, it doesn't remain forever. What I like outside, it does not remain forever. I was living in in Delhi, in capital of India, in a very humble home on the first floor. My dad was there long back. Well, long back, I would say 81, 82. Very small home. So in 94 and 5, I became a diplomat, went to Jakarta. And when you are a diplomat, no, those who are diplomats should not feel bad, but my experience of being a diplomat in anywhere, you do nothing as a diplomat, but you get the maximum money and the resources. We are given a royal house with maid. How many hours of service? 2 hours every day. Sometime even 2 hours a week. So first the humble house is gone. I like that house. Then the royal house, I got it. After 4 years, your job is changed. It's the same democratic country. India. Then I came back to the same house in India. I bought another house. You see, what you like, it does not remain forever. That is what I'm explaining. This is one way. Huh? And ultimately, we liked that house. And 2 years ago, I went to India. I sold that house. But during that period, when I came, I was living in a rented house in New Jersey. We loved that house, compact. Then I bought another house in East Brunswick. I sold that house. And now I'm the happiest guy. Why? I'm a homeless person. Why? My son bought a house for himself. It is his responsibility. I'm only a trustee. I'm taking care. I'm a trustee. But I'm 100% sure that I'm not the owner of the house. Why I said this? Once we realize I'm not the owner of this body, I'm not the body. Body is also a house. I'm not the mind. I'm not the intellect. I'm not the ego. Then who am I? I am my true nature. I remember one verse and then I'll invite a couple of questions and then we will say Mano buddhir ahankara chittani naham na cha shrotra jivhai na cha ghrana netre na cha vyoma bhumir na tejo na vayu chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. Beautiful verse from Shankaracharya. I am not the body, mind, breath, intellect, and ego. I am none of these five sense organs. I am none of these five motor organs. I am not the mind, intellect, and ego. Then who am I? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. That is the goal of yoga. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. That is the journey of Gita in 2 verses. So let us have any question that you have, and then we will. Remember this. What I want, I don't get it. It causes craving. What I get it, I don't like it. Blame, complain, game. What I like, it doesn't remain forever. I have a fear. Honey, I believe you won't leave me. I've seen you talking to someone else. Let him or her talk. Yes, yes. I yes, I will. I have to write, but let me find out in the computer. It is known as it is known by Shankara. And let's have first question and answer, and then I will. In the meantime, I will find out. It comes spontaneously. Oh, now I can find out in the Google. It is Nirvan Satakam. Nirvan Sat. Yes, any question you like to ask me? Yes. So perhaps I remember all the nine verse. So 7 over verse, 9 verse, I think. Here is all the 9 verses. Mano buddhir ahankara chittani naham nacha shrotra jivhai nacha ghrana netre nacha vyoma bhumir natejo navayu chidananda rupa shivoham. Now see the translation. So I immediately caught him that he has simply written shivoham. The real meaning of Shiva is existence, consciousness, and bliss. So it's not the Shiva god or the image of the god, but even he is right. Shiva is the originator of yoga. So both are right. Nacha prana sango na vai panchavayu na va sapta dhatu na va panchakosha na va kapani padam na chapasthapayu chidananda rupa shivoham. Like this. So, any question? We can have few questions, and then we'll meet next Saturday. Teaching should be a joy. Listening should be a joy. And then only we can easily understand. Brandy, any question?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Bethany?
Not right now, but thank you. If I think it's something, I'll bug you for sure.
Alexandra, I didn't see Alexandra now.